Hi guys, it's Stock Curry. Today we're going to talk about how to filter out the hype and just look at the facts on CCIV. We are also going to talk about some upcoming catalysts on BNGO and NNDM. Now for those of you who didn't know, the market is closed tomorrow and I will also be taking the day off. So my next video will be uploaded Tuesday night with more great stock picks for Wednesday. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 15 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch this one video each day and you will get every single stock pick from the top 15 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into today's video, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor, and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. Alright, let's get to today's stock picks. First up is ACER. In part 1 of this video, I said ACER was a pump and dump and not to buy it. Jack Spencer agreed with that today, saying ACER will drop and fall hard this week. That said, Timothy Sykes made millions shorting pump and dumps. So if you want to short this stock Tuesday, that might not be a bad idea. Next up is BGS. Chris Sane recommended buying BGS in addition to other dividend stocks. The idea is to spread out when your dividends are paid out so that you can build up a steady income over time. Next up is BNGO. I gave a significant update on BNGO in part 2, so make sure to watch that video if you haven't already. I just wanted to give an add-on to part 2, letting you know that Jack Spencer found an interesting article that could be a good catalyst for BNGO in the future. On Thursday, Joe Biden requested $415 billion from Congress to fight the pandemic response. But what's interesting is that Joe Biden specifically requested money for genome sequencing so that we can detect new highly transmittable strains. BNGO's Sapphire machine happens to be the best genome sequencing machine on the market today. So in the same way EV stocks are expected to soar with increased government spending in building out renewable energy infrastructure, it now looks like Biden is committed to increasing government spending in genomic sequencing, which is a catalyst for BNGO. Next up is BRK-B. This is Berkshire Hathaway. My financial friend recommends Berkshire Hathaway as one of the safest and most consistent long-term hold stocks you can buy. This is a great stock to buy if you are risk adverse and looking for steady income going into retirement. Next up is BUSXF. This is Grand West Transportation. This is an EV bus manufacturer in Canada. They are looking to break into the US market soon. Jack Spencer said the stock is very bearish in the short term, so he does not recommend buying it yet. But you may want to put this on your watch list as a good EV stock to buy in the future. Next up is CCIV. Ken Grace reiterated that this is a high-risk, high-reward play. He said do not put any money into CCIV unless you are willing to lose half your money. He also gave the same price target as StockMo at $40. And remember that I personally have a $45 price target on CCIV. Ken Grace and Richard Allen both said that if the merger is confirmed, then this will become a long-term hold. Richard Allen also mentioned the stock today, which brings the total number of YouTubers who have mentioned the stock to 6. Richard Allen reminded everyone that any official announcement on a merger would be complemented by an SEC filing. So keep your eye out for SEC filings, not Twitter posts. You can find SEC filings for CCIV under the chart on the Press Releases tab of your Webull app. Richard Allen also mentioned that there is only one other SPAC that Lucid Motors might merge with, and that is PSTH. PSTH and CCIV are the only two SPACs that are large enough to take Lucid Motors public. So if you are concerned about Lucid Motors possibly merging with PSTH instead of CCIV, you might want to buy some PSTH also. Richard Allen also thinks CCIV will drop back down to around $14 or $15 if we don't get any new rumors next week. SPE did the same thing when rumors were first released about them merging with ChargePoint, so CCIV dropping back down to $14 would not surprise me. Jack Spencer also said that he thinks Alex Cutler, the guy who tweeted about the company-wide meeting on Friday, may actually be nothing more than a market manipulator who is pumping up CCIV. Jack Spencer also said that if the merger is confirmed, he could see CCIV jumping to between $45 and $50 within 2 days. Next up is CSWC. Chris Sain recommends buying CSWC in addition to T and BGS because they all pay dividends on different months. Buying CSWC, T, and BGS together will give you a dividend payout every month of the year. This is a great way to generate monthly income for retirement. Next up is CVS. Smart Trader likes CVS as a technical day trade. CVS has been consolidating over the past week with strong support at $76.50. If CVS breaks above $76.50, Smart Trader says to buy the breakout. You can buy shares or option calls depending upon what you are comfortable with. Since this is a day trade, you can choose either a weekly option or a monthly option depending upon your risk tolerance level. He does recommend cutting losses if the price falls back below $76.50, since we might have a false breakout like we did a few days ago. Next up is DIS. DIS is one of 5 long-term growth stocks my financial friend recommended buying today. Chris Sain also likes Disney and has recommended it in the past. Both YouTubers like the growth outlook for Disney Plus, which is Disney's new streaming service. My financial friend did warn that they are running a little low on cash due to their parks being shut down, but he does think Disney's cash reserves will get replenished once their parks get back to full capacity. I did have a buy under price on DIS of $175, so I also think DIS would be a good buy right now. Next up is DKNG. This is DraftKings, which does online sports betting. Chris Sain thinks this is a good stock to buy now that it has gone down some. He's fine buying it now, but would prefer to buy this closer to $50. He does expect DKNG to double in price by the end of this year. Next up is FB, Facebook. My financial friend recommends Facebook as a long-term growth stock because their PE ratio is low right now compared to other technology companies. They are also trying to expand beyond their core business to bring in other revenue streams, which will help the company grow. And technically, we also see strong support at $244, which it bounced off of here and again on Thursday. So technically, this would also be a good stock to buy right now for a swing trade. Next up is GILT. This is GLSI Satellite Networks. I mentioned this yesterday in part 2 as one of the stocks ARK Invest might add to their new ARKX fund. Kenneth Grace mentioned it today also, and he thinks you should buy GILT. We'll put a buy under price on GILT of $7.50 and an ideal buy-in price of $5.50. I know that is a wide range, but the short-term volatility makes it hard to pick a good price to get in. This is a long-term hold, so it doesn't really matter that much at which price you buy. Next up is GLSI. This is a cancer drug company that got FDA approval last year and shot up over 1,000%. The traveling trader is looking to open a position on GLSI on Tuesday. His reason is that it has been trading fairly flat over the past few weeks, but stochastic is starting to go up, which could be a sign that GLSI is about to gap up. This is a risky play, but you might want to consider buying a call option on GLSI on Tuesday. Options are cheap since this stock has been trading flat for a long time, and if the stochastic holds and the stock starts going up, you could make quite a bit of money off of your call options. Just be prepared to lose 100% of your investment in case GLSI drops instead of goes up. Next up is ISR. This is a pharmaceutical company. I covered ISR extensively in my top stock picks for Thursday, January 14th video, so make sure to watch that video for more information about this company. Tech Conversations mentioned ISR today because a lot of people are starting to talk about it, and it looks like this might be becoming a hype stock. The news we have is that because ISR received FDA approval for one of their new drugs a few days ago, analysts are now starting to upgrade the stock and raise their price targets. Tech Conversations didn't explicitly recommend buying the stock on Tuesday, but he does think you should get the stock on your watch list. Next up is JPM. Both my financial friend and StockMo like JP Morgan as a long-term hold. This is both an innovative growth company as well as a dividend play. Next up is Li Auto. Li has not gone up in price as fast as NIO has, so it has more room to grow. StockMo recommends buying during this dip because he thinks Li is going to explode once the pandemic is over and lockdowns in China are lifted. Next up is LUV, Southwest Airlines. Ken & Grace likes this as a pandemic recovery play. Ken & Grace picked LUV because they have the largest domestic market share of any airline, and they also have the lowest debt. The average analyst target is $55, which would represent an 18% upside from Friday's closing price. Ken & Grace thinks this is a good buy now, but he did give an ideal buy-in price of $40. Next up is MAIN. Chris Sain recommends putting money into MAIN on a regular and consistent basis. This is a dividend stock. Chris Sain also reminded everyone to turn on DRIP so that your dividends will be reinvested into your stock. Next up is NIO, N-I-O. StockMo said that NIO has dropped in price due to the lockdowns in China. He reiterated his $100 year-end price target. Next up is NNDM. Richard Allen just let us know about a huge catalyst that could cause NNDM to skyrocket this coming week. The CEO of Nano Dimension did a YouTube interview a little over 2 weeks ago. For a long time now, NNDM has mostly been traded by younger traders who watch YouTube and are active on Facebook and Twitter. But today, the YouTube interview with the CEO of Nano Dimension aired on Bloomberg International's The Red Chip Money Report, which is a television program that airs to over 100 million households in Europe. There are hundreds of thousands of people in Europe who trade US stocks. So come Tuesday, there are going to be hundreds of thousands of new traders who are now aware of NNDM and may very well start buying it. NNDM is a stock that you will definitely want to consider buying pre-market Tuesday if you are not already holding it. Of course, nothing is guaranteed, but I have a good feeling that you should be able to make money on NNDM Tuesday, whether you choose to day trade it or just hold it. Next up is OBSV. This is Observa. I covered the stock extensively in part 1, so you'll want to watch that because this is a really interesting company with a ton of upside potential. Ken & Grace says this would be a good stock to buy pre-market on Tuesday. Of course, if your broker does not allow you to trade pre-market, you'll want to sign up on Webull so that you can gain access to pre-market trading. And if you use my link in the description below, you'll get 4 free stocks when you sign up and deposit $100. Mcash agrees with Ken & Grace that this stock will go up significantly, and Mcash also said that he will be buying OBSV pre-market on Tuesday. Jack Spencer said that because of the large price movements we are seeing on OBSV, this would make a good day trade. Jack Spencer also warned that technically OBSV is looking to turn bearish, and he does expect a pullback on Tuesday. So Ken & Grace and Mcash say it's going to go up on Tuesday, and Jack Spencer says it's going to go down Tuesday. So we'll just have to wait to see who is right. No matter what OBSV does on Tuesday, most YouTubers agree OBSV would be a great long-term hold. Next up is OTRK. Smart Trader likes OTRK as a day trade because it is very volatile and can move up as much as 20% in a day. It also has a high short float, which means if it breaks out to the upside, we could be looking at the potential for a short squeeze. He reiterated that this needs to be a day trade though, because this stock is too volatile to work as a swing trade, especially if you are trading options. Next up is PYPL. PayPal has been rising because they started allowing users to buy crypto back in April. StockMo has been holding PYPL for a long time because of this. Because more and more people have been buying cryptocurrencies, PYPL is rising in price because they are making money off of their cryptocurrency fees. StockMo wanted to show everybody this stock to show you that you don't need to buy a high-risk penny stock to make a lot of money. PYPL is up over 100% over the past year, and it remains a great long-term hold. Next up is SBE. Ken & Grace said the market is blessing us with a buying opportunity on SBE. He reiterated his $50 year-end price target and said he expects SBE to be over $100 by the end of next year. Ken & Grace added a buy-under price of $40 and an ideal buy-in price of $36. Next up is SENS. Jack Spencer reiterated today not to buy SENS because all technical signs point to SENS continuing to sell off. He also said that if you choose to day trade SENS, please be careful because this stock is very volatile and you could get burned. Next up is SRPT. Last week, the traveling trader said this would be a good recovery play. It has in fact gone up 10% over the past 5 days, and the technicals point to SRPT continuing to go up. Options trading is also very bullish, and in addition to the technicals and options being bullish, ARK Invest bought heavily after the stock fell, which is another good sign. If you buy SRPT, the traveling trader recommends setting a stop loss at around $80 in case there is more bad news. The traveling trader also likes the January 2022 $100 call option as a fairly safe leap option play. Next up is AT&T. This is another dividend stock that Chris Sain recommends. He reminded everyone that there are no buy-under or ideal buy-in prices on dividend stocks. With dividend stocks, you just want to continuously buy a little bit more every month. Next up is TAUG. This is Tariga Sciences. They gave a press release that they want to get listed on a national stock exchange such as NASDAQ. In order to do that, their share price will need to get and stay above $1. Because of their desire to get listed, Jack Spencer thinks this could be a good stock to buy Tuesday. Next up is TSLA, Tesla. StockMo let us know that a report was just released showing that pension funds are buying TSLA, which shows confidence by large institutional investors even at current prices. Next up is TTCF. This is Tattooed Chef. My financial friend recommended this as a good long-term growth stock. They are growing and their products are being added to more and more stores every month. Both Chris Sain and ZipTrader recommended buying the stock last week also. Next up is XPEV. StockMo likes XPEV in addition to NIO and Li for Chinese EV stocks. He also thinks XPEV will go up in price by 30% or more once the lockdowns in China end. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is. And if you want to get some free stock, sign up for Webull through my link in the description below. That will help you out and it also helps the channel out. And finally, remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading. Remember the markets are closed tomorrow and I will see you Tuesday.